I was just checking to see if the stream is laggy. I don't think it is, but you tell me. Hi, South Korea. Hello, Singapore. I have no idea what didn't mute myself. Venlaxaphene? Let me Google it. Venlaxaphene. Effexor. Antidepressant med. Serotonin. Norepinephrine. Reuptake. And it's just too many. Just too many things, guys. Too many things. First of all, okay, meds, yes. If you need them, if they help you, great. Take them. For example, we're going to take our vitamins. But I think it is also very important for me to explore why the fuck I feel anxious. And if this is going to help you or you're interested in it, great, welcome. It's going to be a bit of a rambling session today. And all over the place. So if that's not your vibe and you're not trying to start your Tuesday off with that, then, I don't know. You have the rest of the internet. Hello, Burma. Shit. How are things in Burma? They were like no bueno for a very long time. Are they better now? I have not been keeping up. Hi, Australia. Is it not really late where you are? Yeah, I figured Burma is still bad. Is there anything we can do to fix the world? Y'all, it's become in vogue to hate on America. Like, all the new young kids are doing it, all the hipsters are doing it, all the white people are doing it, all the black people are doing it. I don't know if the Asians are doing it yet, but like, I'm an Asian and I'm doing it. But like, something is extremely wrong when everybody is like, yes, I hate my country, and then nothing changes. You know, it makes it feel more hopeless. Hello, Montreal. Hi, Ohio. Nairobi. What up, Nairobi? Okay, I do think the footage is a little bit laggy on my end, but maybe it doesn't matter. Hi, Romania. Hi, South Australia. Ashwagandha has been recommended to me before. However, it has side effects on the kidney, and I have had pre-existing kidney conditions, and it's an autoimmune thing. So I try to stay away from that. Hi, K-Clock. Oh, there was an earthquake in Burma. You guys are just getting the shit into the stick. I have no words. I'm sorry. Words don't help anyway. But I am glad that you are alive and surviving, I guess. And beyond that, I am just another useless human being watching this shit show go down. I have given up on putting up any front of hope and agency for this world. I might cry, but I'm also gonna do a face mask for myself because, like, why not? That's the first thing we're gonna do. The second thing we're gonna do is make some ginger tea for myself and just let it brew, and we're gonna sip on it. My period came yesterday. I was at a gathering to see fireworks with my friends, and I was standing and talking and eating chips, and all of a sudden I just felt like this nausea come on, and I felt like I was becoming faint, and I had no idea what was happening, so I was like, I'm gonna go take a sit, and like, it went away, thankfully. It wasn't a full-on dysmenorrhea attack, which I've had before, which are like completely just disabling. But then last night my cramps got really bad, and this morning I feel like really shit, and I had a moment today. So I've always been a staunch no painkiller person until it gets really bad, and like today was only maybe like a 6.5 out of 10, and normally I don't take one until it's like 8.5 out of 10, but today I took it because this morning I was standing in the kitchen making donuts for my grandmother, and I was just like, this hurts really bad and I feel like really shit, and I originally took today off to go to Aaron's office party in Prospect Park. And I was just, I told Aaron, I'm like, I just don't know if I can make it today. Like, I feel really shit. And then I was like, I wonder why I always don't take pain med until I really need it. And then I was like, when do I really need it? Like, where is that line being drawn? And why do I draw that for myself? And so I decided to take it because Aaron was like, did you take a painkiller yet? And I was like, not yet. And I was like, there's probably no reason. It's probably just an ego thing. I want to prove to myself that I can exist without dulling the misery. But maybe I should dull the misery. Brave new world, right? Everybody's happy and euphoric on drugs. Ooh, squats? I didn't know that. But ginger soup does really help me. Ginger is a very effective soother for my crampy days. So, thank you for the squat recommendation. I guess it's nice to get some exercise in too. But I'm gonna make my mask now. We are going with sensitive and irritated today, along with very sensitive. So like, I think it's pretty on point. I just grabbed the 2 pots of clay that we didn't use last time. So this is Arcilla. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing any of this correctly. Montmorillonita Amarilla, whatever that means. That's probably just the place it came from. It's orange. It's like a very cute, subtle earth tone, right? And it was €4.50. Can you imagine buying something this nice for €4.50? It was such a good deal for me at the time. It still is, because I don't know what €4.50 is worth anymore with all this inflation. And this one is Kowlin, and it's white. It's a little bit of an off-white. It's like all your plaster wall white. Okay, so. Do people like this sound? It's kind of irritating to me. Ever since I lost weight, I don't feel much pain during my period. It's true, depending on your body weight, it really does affect me. If I lose too much weight, my period stops. And then it gets more regular once I'm above like 120. Around 120 is when my period is like most regular in terms of intervals. In terms of pain levels, I don't really know. It's very hit and miss for me. Periods are weird. They're very dependent on the person. I've also had gynecologists tell me that once I have sex more or once I have a baby, my pains will go away, and I'm just like, not a viable solution for me. I was wondering, what's your relationship with Instagram? Have you ever experienced anxiety after using the app? Yes. So the worst anxiety that I've ever experienced on Instagram is after I post all those stories with conversations of people talking about political stuff. One, because I'm just like, fuck, am I saying the wrong thing right now? And am I a bad person for thinking this and saying this? And then two is like, how will other people respond to what I think and feel? Those are the most anxiety-ridden parts of Instagram for me. Obviously, yeah, looking at models in fucking beachwear with no wrinkles or cellulite is like pretty damaging to my self-esteem. But I'm also at that stage of life where I'm just like, I'm becoming decrepit, and I'm fine with that. I was actually just talking with someone else about how, like, our society wants us to get old. Maybe I was talking to you guys about this. Our society wants us to get old in terms of living longer, but we don't want to get old in terms of aging, and that doesn't work. So then we turn to, like, industries like wellness and health, beauty, plastic surgery, which, you know, fine, if you want to chase those things, great. But, like, understand that those are industries constructed to make money, and they are capitalizing off of you. And not only are they capitalizing off of you, they are training you to be insecure in yourself and in your existence in order to sell you more shit that they're making. So, like, it's all a fucking trap, and I'm tired of playing into other people's traps, and I'm tired of them. I guess the word to use now that's in vogue is gaslighting. They're gaslighting me to hate myself, and I hate them for that. And I'm trying to, I guess this is what people mean when they say try to love yourself. I'm not trying to, like, love myself per se, but I'm trying to just be okay with myself. And whatever that self is today is the self that I have to be okay with in order to suffer less. It's all like a cost-benefit analysis, you know? And the more you try to change yourself in order to make yourself feel like you're enough to be loved, the more miserable you become. So I had a book that I really liked that Aaron bought from the Strand. Let me see if I can go find it. Jasmine, I was thinking about doing that too today, just like sitting down, lying down on mom's yoga mat today, and after coming back from grandma and just like taking it easy. And I still might do that, but I figured I'd put on a live while I make my ginger soup, and then I was like, let's do a mask. But anyway, the book is Start Where You Are, Pema Chodron, A Guide to Compassionate Living. And I've not really read this book entirely. But the first line was absolutely amazing to read. And maybe I've read this book a long time ago on lives. The first chapter is called No Escape, No Problem. No escape, no problem. We already have everything we need. There is no need for self-improvement. All these trips that we lay on ourselves, the heavy-duty fearing that we're bad and hoping that we're good, the identities that we so dearly cling to, the rage, the jealousy, and the addictions of all kinds, never touch our basic wealth. They are like clouds that temporarily block the sun. but all the time our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We are one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. Looking at ourselves this way is very different from our usual habit. From this perspective, we don't need to change. You can feel as wretched as you like, and you're still a good candidate for enlightenment. You can feel like the world's most hopeless basket case, but that feeling is your wealth, not something to be thrown out or improved upon. There's a richness to all of the smelly stuff that we so dislike and so little desire. The delightful things, what we love so dearly about ourselves, the places in which we feel some sense of pride or inspiration, those also are our wealth. Hi, Belgium. Someone once told me when you feel afraid, that's fearful Buddha. That could be applied to whatever you feel. Maybe anger is your thing. You just go out of control and you see red, and the next thing you know, you're yelling or throwing something or hitting someone. At that time, begin to accept the fact that that's enraged Buddha. If you feel jealous, that's jealous Buddha. If you have indigestion, that's Buddha with heartburn. In other words, anything that you can experience or think is worthy of compassion. Anything you could think or feel is worthy of appreciation. There's a life-affirming teaching in Buddhism, which is that Buddha, which means awake, is not someone you worship. Buddha is not someone you aspire to. Buddha is not someone that was born more than 2,000 years ago and was smarter than you'll ever be. Buddha is our inherent nature, our Buddha nature. And what that means is that if you're going to grow up fully, the way that it happens is that you begin to connect with the intelligence that you already have. It's not like some intelligence that's going to be transplanted into you. If you're going to be fully mature, you will no longer be imprisoned in the childhood feeling that you always need to protect yourself or shield yourself because things are too harsh. If you're going to be a grown-up, which I would define as being completely at home in your world no matter how difficult the situation, it's because you will allow something that's already in you to be nurtured. You allow it to grow. You allow it to come out, instead of all the time shielding it and protecting it and keeping it buried. Man, I don't know if Mom ever got to do that. In Boston, there's a stress reduction clinic run on Buddhist principles. It was started by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, a Buddhist practitioner and author of Full Catastrophe Living. He says that the basic premise of his clinic, to which many people come with a lot of pain, is to give up any hope of fruition. Otherwise, the treatment won't work. If there's some sense of wanting to change yourself, then it comes from a place of feeling that you're not good enough. Guys, I just opened to page 99 and 98 by accident. It was meant to be, I guess. If there's some sense of wanting to change yourself, then it comes from a place of feeling that you're not good enough. It comes from aggression toward yourself, dislike of your present mind, speech, or body. There's something about yourself that you feel is not good enough. People come to the clinic with addictions, abuse issues, or stress from work, with all kinds of issues. Yet this simple ingredient of giving up hope is the most important ingredient for developing sanity and healing. That's the main thing. As long as you're wanting to be thinner, smarter, more enlightened, less uptight, or whatever it might be, somehow you're always going to be approaching your problem with the very same logic that created it to begin with. You're not good enough. That's why the habitual pattern never unwinds itself when you're trying to improve, because you go about it in exactly the same habitual style that caused all the pain to start. This is why the slogan says, abandon any hope of fruition. Fruition implies that if at a future time you will feel good. There is another word, which is open, to have an open heart and open mind. This is oriented very much to the present. If you enter into an unconditional relationship with yourself, that means sticking with the Buddha right now on the spot as you find yourself. So then I will trace my anxiety's roots today. I wake up with period pains. I know that today is a Tuesday, which is supposed to be a working day, but I took it off because Aaron requested that I go to the picnic with his company, and I agreed, and I thought it's a great way to use up my PTO, but I am physically exhausted. I wake up and it is 7:40, and I do not want to get out of bed until it's 7:52, at which point I have to start frying donuts for my grandmother. At 8:03, I have to feed Fred. I'm a little late. I feed him. I make the donuts. I ask Aaron if he wants any, and he says yes. I fry those too. I pack it up for Grandma. I wash the fruits for her. I pack up the peanuts for her. And I lay back on bed because I'm exhausted. I also injured my wrist 2 or 3 days ago, and it's not getting any better. And the comedian in the stand-up that I just watched last weekend made a joke about how she just woke up one day and her wrist hurt, and she ignored it. And then 2 or 3 years later, she had to have surgery on it. I get out of bed, I take my ibuprofen, I get dressed, I put some lotion on my face, I don't even want to put my hair up. Fred finishes his breakfast, and he disappears. He's currently hiding under the bed because I think we traumatized him too much yesterday when we tried to put him through a bath, which we succeeded. He is now fluffy and not greasy and traumatized. He also smells like oatmeal and almonds. I put on my mask, I pick out a pair of socks. I decide to stay in the t-shirt that I slept in, which is Mom's t-shirt. I think it would go really well with this pair of shorts that I bought. And I take the bag of food for Grandma, and my 2 phones, and my keys, and I put on my shoes. And I leave. I text Uncle as soon as I leave the apartment building that I'll be there in 20 minutes, and he says, okay, I'll wait for you. On the way to Grandma's facility, I pass by a mirror. I take a photo of myself in it. I post it to Instagram. I walk to Grandma not feeling present. It's probably because my cramps are so bad. The ibuprofen hasn't kicked in yet. I walk into the facility and see the same faces that I see almost every day. I take the forms that I need to fill out. I take the test that I need to swab my nose with. And I do the thing, hand it in, sign myself in, take the elevator up, say hi to Grandma, put on Skype with Uncle, wash her containers from yesterday, leave her with the food that I brought her today. And we chat with Uncle for 10 or 20 minutes. And I lose my temper with Grandma because every day without fail, she says, 这是灾年呐, which means this is a year of catastrophes. And I say to Grandma, I don't want to hear it anymore. Even if it's not a year of catastrophes. It will be if you keep saying it. Because words give way to flesh. And this is how we construct our reality. And I recall all the moments when Mom was still alive. When Grandma would have her visions of people hanging from the tree in Mom's backyard. And it drove Mom nuts. Because while we both knew that Grandma was just not there and was imagining all of these things, the fact that she kept repeating them made them real in Mom's head. And Mom went nuts. And I think maybe this is part of why Mom died. Maybe she was just broken through the repetition of all of this shit. I asked Grandma to mark the date on the calendar like we do every day. She says it is the 4th and Monday, and I said no. And she said, what day is it? And I said, you marked July 4th yesterday. See, it's your own handwriting on the calendar. And she said, I just wrote that. And I said, okay. I said, today is not the 4th. And she says, what day is it? And I said, if yesterday was the 4th, today is. And she said, oh, the 5th. And I said, yes. And I said, what day of the week is it? And she says, Friday. And I says, where does it say Friday on the calendar, Grandma? And a reminder that we've been doing this calendar thing every day since January. And she points to her own handwriting yesterday that says, today is the 4th. And she mistakes the date for the day of the week, and she says yesterday was the 4th, so today is Friday, the 5th day of the week. On my walk back from visiting Grandma, all I think about is, what should I do today? Should I go to the park but I don't want to sit on the train for an hour and a half to go all the way to Prospect Park. Should I stay home and do nothing and just feel like shit? Should I edit the video that I was hoping to push out this long weekend that isn't anywhere close to being done? Or should I just do some work? Because I only have 2 working days this week with 4 deadlines and I don't think I'm gonna make it. And this is when I realize that I'm spiraling in an anxiety cycle. Hi, Freddie. Hi, baby. Thank you for coming out underneath the bed. Fred came out from underneath the bed. Hi, Freddie. Do you want some treats? Do you want some treats as... Okay. As an apology for making you bathe yesterday. The ibuprofen has kicked in. I feel tired, but I don't feel the cramping pain. Maybe today I will just allow myself to have as little pain as possible. But does this cycle sound familiar to anyone else? Do you have these thought spirals too? And all the while, I think what brings on the anxiety is the feeling that I have to do things. Because there is just so much to do, isn't there? But so little of it matter. What does it matter if I work on the video? If Mom's not here to see it anyway? And what does it matter if I go to the party or not? And what does it matter if I finish my work anyway? This week. What does it matter, Freddie? You smell good. You smell very good, Freddie. But here's my face. Not much has changed except the ritual of practice. Hello, Cincinnati. Hi, Iceland. Hi, Indiana. What do you guys do when you sprain your wrist? Maybe I just need to let time and rest do its thing, huh? Maybe I don't need to do anything at all. This is my issue with healthcare, too. Not healthcare as a system, but healthcare as a concept. At what point do we relinquish the control over how healthy we are? At what point do I recognize that, yes, I hurt my wrist, it was an accident, it's not my fault, and it's maybe not even my responsibility to fix it? The fact that we have so much fighting words for things against disease like cancer, it's always a battle. What if we just stopped fighting? What if we just allowed ourselves to get old and die? Or get sick and die? How would our relationship to life change? How would our existence change in terms of framing who we are? What we are? So much of anxiety comes from the feeling of playing God. All of this responsibility, all of the control that we could wield in order to turn out the outcome that we want or that others want. It's taboo to say anything about death. And why is that? I use my cell phone as a camera. So that's my computer. Well, I guess you can see it in a mirror. There you go. Hi. Look at yourself. Or look at myself, looking at myself. That took a lot of brain power to figure out how to show you the thing that I'm projecting through. Yeah. Yeah, Freddie, did you poop? Oh. Come here. Come here. Did you have a good poop? Can I hug you? Can I hug you? Freddie, if I hug you, I'll give you more treats. Is that a fair exchange? Would you like to prostitute yourself for a few more treats? Okay. Are you frightened? Are we cool? You're done? Okay. Can I ask you for advice? You know how I can be mean to Aaron? Because I get frustrated? For example, I've told him, please use a sponge when you're washing dishes, because if you don't and you just use your finger, sometimes the grease, even if you use soap, does not get washed off completely, but sponge covers more surface area. What do I do when he uses the pot and there's just like dried gunk on it? And then I have to spend, thank God I'm not working today, but if I have to do a hosted video and I have to soak this dried rice farina off and clean it again before I shot, I would probably be a lot bitchier. But what do? Do I talk to him again? Because I've talked to him before. I just don't know, like, how do I make someone change without being a bitch? Or do I just give up? Do I just wash the dishes again? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Sarah, this is live right now. Or at least I think it is. Unless we're all living in the past, present, future at the same time, then what is live anymore, eh? Redman6003, how do you get over your mom's death? And what do you even mean by getting over your mom's death? I'm not sure if it's something that I want to get over with. Healing is a continual process. You don't have a spiritual reset as if it's a isolated incident where you just go away to a spiritual retreat, take a vow of silence for a month, and come back a new person. Every day is a spiritual retreat that you have to give yourself, that I have to give myself. This is a spiritual retreat. Cutting ginger is a spiritual retreat. Smelling it. Checking out the rings of patterns. Checking out its shape. Eating it. I do a lot of things that irritate him, like have my stuff just all over the place, for sure. So I think I've come to that point where I will just wash all the things over again and deal with it. Mom passed last October. Where you been, baby? Hi, Miami. Hope it's a good day of work. Yes, day off today. I think it makes sense that anxiety starts with physical pain sometimes. One, anxiety itself leads to physical pain or the perception of more physical pain. It's a feedback loop. But two, I think physical pain reminds you of the mortality, of eventuality, and then you just rush with society's little voice in your head to get death out of the way and to triumph over it. So then you start to panic and think about, what can I do? Because doing is living, and living is not dying. So how can I not die? By doing. But there's also a small part of you that's like, hold up, you will die. And then the other part of you that's scrambling to do things and to live is like, not if I try hard enough. How do I try harder? And the internal feedback of fear of who you are and what you are begins to unravel and dig its own premature grave. Do you think I should try to walk to Brooklyn? Maybe walking today would be good for me. I took out this mooncake dough and mooncake filling because I was like, maybe I'll shape some balls so that my hosted video tomorrow will go by quicker. And as I was lifting these up to show you today, I was like, Maybe I shouldn't work and just go to Brooklyn. And again, with just those two conflicting thoughts of options, my anxiety picked up again. As quick as a breeze passing through the street, I am constantly attacking myself. Relative to when I was cutting ginger, I am a little bit more unhappy now. So what does it mean to be present? If I go, I have to put food in for Fred and make sure that his feeder is going to go off at 4. It smells great right now. I think I'm going to try to find a bandage for my wrist. Couldn't find it. I used to have an ankle wrap, the old school kind that's like a strip of bandage. It's probably somewhere. I just don't know where I put it, even though I just organized my closet. So I'm gonna try to use some fabric headbands to just wrap around it and give it some support. I think I'm also gonna put on some sunscreen if we're gonna take a walk. I'm not gonna portion these, but I will go ahead and give them a taste. Made them a while ago, so I want to make sure they're still good. This is the mooncake dough. This is the red bean filling. That is so good. This is the lotus seed paste. Excellent. Delicious. It kind of just tastes like a lotus seed. Kind of just tastes like a chestnut and a bean had a baby, like a white bean. Have you ever watched someone put on sunscreen on a live stream before? Am I doing it first? Hi, Malaysia. Yeah, I also think these shorts are gonna be great for walking. Yeah, biceps. Remember when everybody was going crazy over Michelle Obama's biceps? Are we over the biceps now? What's the next hot muscle now that we are into? I use whatever sunscreen that I grabbed off of the free table at work from before the pandemic. Right now it's a huge tub of generic from Target brand, I think. Kids 50 SPF, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. The kind that doesn't give you cancer, supposedly. I don't think, is brain a muscle? I thought it was just a vat of fat. Oh, the low waist jean trend is back? Who brought that back? Who's responsible? I have tried yoga. Right, TikTok brings everything back, doesn't it? I don't even know why I put it on all of my face. Because half of it is going to be covered with a mask. Oh, that's too much. Put it on your neck. My neck always gets burnt. Okay, Pam, I have a recommendation for you. So I got this on my PR trip last September, before Mom died, because that's how I remember everything now. And this actually has very little cast, and it is mineral sunscreen too. Active ingredient is zinc oxide, and it is also 50. So if you like a low cast, I'm just trying to use up that one because it's older. Like, shit is probably really expired by now, so. But I think it still works. This white cast gives me that, like, ideal Asian glow of bleached skin, essentially. Asians love their white skin, but I'm not doing it for that purpose because it makes me look kind of sick and ghostly. I'm just trying to do the restaurant thing of first in, first out. But I'll show you on my neck what this looks like. Oh, I remember when bell-bottom jeans were a thing. See? Kind of just like lotion. The name of it is Pipette. P-I-P-E-T-T-E. Get your ears a little bit. All right, it's leg time. I don't know if I'm gonna walk all the way to Prospect Park because that is literally a 3-hour walk and it is not quite cold today. It's not disgustingly hot. there is no fun way between Queens and Brooklyn. I mean, it's not the worst, honestly. It's just there's like a 40-minute stretch where it's a lot of nothing. And then once you go into Brooklyn, you can see everything. And the neighborhoods are cool. I probably should have left for this party right after coming back from Grandma, but all the shouldas are gonna kill me, so. I remember when I was in college and I was on the Frisbee team because my roommate dragged me there and left me there for fencing a month later, and I stayed like an idiot, and I was super unathletic, ended up injuring my foot permanently because I twisted my ankle very badly 3 times. But anyway, we went to a tournament in like South Carolina or North Carolina, I don't even remember which one, and I stupidly did not have a habit of using sunscreen because I was just never brought up using sunscreen, and like burned the shit out of my entire body. But the worst part was the backs of my knees. When I went into the shower that day, holy hell. Like even the cold water felt like it was just peeling the skin off of me. It was so bad. And from then on, I was like, I guess I need sunscreen. Oh, I don't even remember what happened. I think my nose blistered. It was bad. It was bad. So, ginger tea, ginger soup, ginger water, whatever you want to call it, looking slightly milkier, golden. That means it's potent. We're going to pour it in here over ice. Take it on our walk. What is BRCA? Bye, Sherry. Oh, we're talking about genetics. Yes, Freddy's auto feeder. Must not forget. So I always keep a puck of frozen food in the freezer, just in case. I might have had ginger ice cream once. That is definitely a flavor that I want more of. For example, I really want ginger ice cream with candied walnuts. Guys, I cannot stop thinking about that oatmeal food truck that we were talking about last time, some time ago. Find me some financiers. Find me some money babies. Have them fund my stupid ideas. Banana leaf to package, sure, why not? We love a actually biodegradable, compostable thing rather than a mock plastic thing that still took way too much energy to create and will take hundreds of years to actually biodegrade. I'm sorry to get your hopes up, Freddie, but it is not time yet. I'm just portioning out your future food. Future food. Future, future food. Future food. Corn husks I'm into, very into. Oh, corn oatmeal, y'all. Corn oatmeal. Come, let's get some treats. You ready for treats? You ready for treats? Up. You want it or not? Up. Paw? Paw? Okay. I prefer cold weather, but Aaron prefers hot weather. Ready? Up. boy. Yeah, you did it. If you stay, I'll give you one more. You want to stay? Okay, one more. How's that? I think 6 is enough. You might throw up. No throwing up, okay? Alright, folks. I guess I'm gonna go try to take a walk of some sort. Since we did just use all of that sunscreen. I hope you do whatever you need to do today to not hate yourself. I think loving yourself is too much. But can you not hate yourself? I think you can. Let's put these back in the bathroom. Stove is off. Thanks, Mom. Boop. 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 Say bye, Fred.